it's shaping up to be a big concert season at Frederik Meijer Gardens and Sculpture Park. The team just unveiling its 2025 Fifth Third Bank Summer Concert Series lineup. 34 shows spanning the entire summer. We're talking like generations and genres. There's a wide variety and plethora of options to choose from. We're talking icons like Smokey Robinson, Chaka Khan, Train, and Alison Krauss. Joining us live is John Vanderhagen with Meijer Gardens to break it all down. John, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. This is a huge lineup, 34 shows. What went into expanding the series this year, and what are you most excited about?
Yeah, thanks for having me on today. This is our biggest lineup by far as part of the Fifth Third Bank Summer Concerts at Meijer Gardens, and that's really in celebration of our 30th year as an organization overall. So very excited to be able to unveil this lineup today. A lot of work goes into the planning and preparation and booking of this series, really going back to before last summer series even ended. So we're really excited to be able to reveal the final lineup today and talk about ticket sales going on starting for our members on April 19th and to the public on the 26th.
All right, so that's it feels like a long way away, but really public sales about 2 weeks away. So I mean, if you have a show that you want to keep in mind, I guess you got to kind of eye that out and then make your selections accordingly.
Yeah, now is kind of the time for people to start making their plans, especially with so many big names that are showing up on the lineup for this year. Now, this lineup also spans legends as well as up and newcomers. How do you approach curating that balance of nostalgia as well as diversity and new sounds?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we're typically limited to about 30 to 34 shows each summer, just because everything that we have going on here at the Gardens, we are in a neighborhood, so our agreement with the township provides for about that 30 to 35 show series. So we're always looking to do about a third of our lineup, familiar acts that have been embraced by our audiences that we know will sell out, that people want to see here each summer. About a third of the lineup is either a new combination, so maybe somebody who's been here before but paired with an act who never has been, and then a third new. So this year we're really excited, like you mentioned, some of those legends, Chaka Khan, Smokey Robinson, but also some up and coming people. We've got a wide variety of genres, Wynonna Judd doing her greatest hits tour, Maren Morris, so we've got some country, we've got some 80s acts, and we've got some current pop and Americana as well. So really what we're trying to do with our lineup is provide a nice kind of mix of familiar but new, and then all sorts of different genres to hopefully appeal to everybody who's interested in seeing a show here.
Yeah, I know you guys do a great job out there at FMG. You know, I was stunned when I saw the lineup this morning. I mean, just the wide range of people that you guys are bringing in here, talent-wise, here to the Frederik Meijer Gardens. Maren Morris, of course, you talked about. She's a newer act. Train is a household name that you've spoken about. But you also have some unique pairings, too. Some of these acts will be with the Grand Rapids Symphony, and I think that is so cool. Can you talk about that partnership? How are you guys getting them involved in this series?
Yeah, so that's a wonderful relationship we've had with our friends from the Symphony, really going back to when the Frederik Meijer Gardens Amphitheater was first built. We did a lot of shows with just the Symphony in the early years, and then later on, as more nationally touring artists are looking to do kind of some unique twists to their shows, they have the ability to basically partner with local orchestras, local symphonies, local organizations. So really excited for 3 shows again this summer with our friends from the Grand Rapids Symphony, including the Verve Pipe on July 7th, so it'll be fun to hear some of those more familiar tunes shaken up a little bit with the symphony's arrangements. We've got Guster with the Symphony, so we've had Guster here several years, but never with the Symphony, so that show's on the 23rd. And then the War and Treaty, another wonderful Michigan band who's never played at Meijer Gardens before, will be here on Friday, August 1st. So just a great relationship with the Symphony. They work with the artists to get what's called charts, so the artists will provide their music, the Symphony practices, and then just makes for a magical evening when we can get those major acts paired with the Symphony on our stage. And there's really no better place to see a live show here in all of West Michigan. Beautiful surroundings. It's an intimate amphitheater, just 1,900 seats, free on-site parking, the ability to bring your own picnic or enjoy food from our concession center. So just makes for a great evening out here at Meijer Gardens.
Yeah, you were talking about the Symphony with the War and Treaty. The War and Treaty is such a great sound. They have a wonderful sound. know they've done a bunch of stuff with some other well-known artists too. That will be a great show. That's going to be something I'm going to look forward to.
Yeah, I've already got my eye on a couple of these. I've been kind of looking through the list, like, okay, how many of these can I start highlighting? Now, I know you mentioned too, you said 1,900 seats that the amphitheater sits. Now, that's definitely a very intimate, very small environment, and definitely an exciting one too for people to get out and get involved. For those who haven't been yet, what can they expect? What kind of atmosphere would they be walking into?
Yeah, so it's really a great place to see a show. Again, you're surrounded by a world-class sculpture collection. You've got beautiful gardens all around you. We're a general admission amphitheater, so folks will line up. Welcome to bring a blanket to sit on or a low-rise beach chair. We define low-rise as 32 inches from the back, 12 inches from the front. Welcome to bring your own picnic or local takeout. Just no glass and no outside alcohol. Otherwise, we do have wonderful food offerings and beverage offerings here in our Eileen DeVries Concession Center. So free on-site parking so folks can pull right up, enjoy the show. Our concerts, because we are a venue that's located within kind of a neighborhood, our shows end a little bit earlier, so 9:45 at the latest, so you're home by 10:30, unlike having to drive to Chicago or Detroit for a lot of these acts. That's the only other place that they're playing in the region. So just a great night out, great opportunity to see live music with a small, intimate crowd surrounded by beauty.
Yeah, you were mentioning, I mean, you've got some big acts coming in. Again, we've named some of the highlights there. When those big acts come in, and I know you've had a couple of them before, when you bring in those big acts, what are their reactions to get to play in a city like Grand Rapids in a venue like FMG?
Yeah, so we've really gotten a reputation over the years. You know, we've been doing concerts for more than 20 years here now, but artists really seek us out and make us part of their summer plans. So they love the ability to, again, either before or after their sound check, go out and enjoy either the Richard and Helen DeVos Japanese Garden or our sculpture park, or just wander through the Lena Meyer Tropical Conservatory. So it's a very different experience for them backstage because typically they're playing, you know, either a huge amphitheater and they're in a cinder block green room, or they're going to a dark, dingy rock club before or after our shows. So we've really become kind of a tour highlight for a lot of these acts that are repeating. And what we found with a new act is they often say right after they want to come back next year. So we're always getting that glowing praise from the stage, just the ability for them to go out and be surrounded by beauty that is available for everybody here locally to see on a day-by-day basis. It's a really fun thing to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned member perks. How can people become a member to get that early access, or is it too late?
Yeah, no, definitely still time. Any memberships, new memberships purchased before April 15th will be eligible for this year's pre-sale, which begins on April 19th. Otherwise, if your membership is up for renewal in April, make sure you're renewed by April 15th to have access. Otherwise, all other members, if you're renewed and if you're active throughout the year, our member pre-sale this year begins at 9 a.m. on Saturday, April 19th via axs.com/Meijer Gardens. Same process as last year. You can get in the queue starting at 8 a.m. That'll be randomized, and ticket sales begin for members at 9 a.m. on April 19th.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so much more to a membership through Meijer Gardens. What else can people look forward to throughout the summer, the different events that they can end up seeing, and just things that we're all getting excited for the summertime?
There really is. So membership benefits are year-round, like you mentioned. We've got discounted early access to concert tickets, discounted Enlighten tickets for our Winter Light Show, early member previews for our sculpture show. So we just opened a wonderful sculpture exhibition in our interior galleries called Busted, looking at contemporary sculpture busts. We have member parties during Butterflies, early access or early open hours for members only the first full weekend of each month. So yeah, the memberships typically pay for themselves after about 3 visits. So if you're coming to Meijer Gardens often, membership is definitely the way to go. In addition to early access for the Fifth Third Bank summer concerts at Meijer Gardens, there are benefits year-round.
All right, John, we're going to put you on the spot here. I know with all of these great acts that you have coming into town, there's got to be like 1 or 2 that you personally can't wait to see. What is that?
It's tough. That's always the question that I get, and it's hard to pick out of 34 shows. You know, I'm most interested this year in seeing just acts that I haven't seen here before. Go to a lot of concerts outside of work, but a couple that I'm really looking forward to. Vance Joy, Rilo Kiley's a group that hasn't toured in years. That's Jenny Lewis's band. In addition to some returning favorites, we've had the Revivalists here before with another band, but looking forward to seeing them on their own. And then just the legends, Shaka Khan, Smokey Robinson. It'll be really neat to see those two acts right here on our stage. So it's always a tough question, but definitely lots to pick from for highlights this summer.
All right, I think you picked 5, but I think we'll let it slide because you had a bunch of acts there, so that's okay. John, we appreciate your time, and it sounds like you guys have a great lineup there at Frederik Meijer Gardens. By the way, you can start to get those tickets bought, and that's starting next week for the members, right?
Exactly. April 19th at 9 a.m. for members. We will be emailing everybody, all of our members out, a reminder of the process, a reminder of member numbers this coming week. And then any tickets not sold to members become available to the general public 9 a.m. on Saturday, April 26th.
All right, John, thank you very much from Frederik Meijer Gardens.
Thanks for having me.
All right.